How we doing?
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
G'day everyone, welcome back to PommyInOz. I'm the Pom, and as you can see, different angle of video, different attire. Me and my stupid mouth. We make some stupid bets. If you are new around here, we are well on our way to 400. It would mean the world to me if you could like, you could subscribe, and you could share it on your socials. It means the world to me. Stick around, we have a lot of fun here. I make dumbass bets and go against one of the most passionate fan bases in the AFL, and then look like a cock the week after. So, I mean, it's worth sticking around. I mean, I would. I mean, a Pom in Australia, making stupid bets. It's worth your sub. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. And obviously, we come back off a weekend of disappointment for Carlton Football Club, my team. I was super confident in this. I was super believe. So much so that we had a real good stoish with Swoop Luke. And a big shout out to Swoop Luke, who... this has probably been, before we get into my review, the most exciting week I've had in football since being here in Australia. Just the banter, the to-in and fro-in, the camaraderie, the hatred. He's been a good sport, so has his followers. My followers fought hard too, and I respect that. I respect the hustle. Results not what I wanted, but at the end of the day, it's what sport's about. This rivalry for me is more than footy. It's a hatred, and it was great to have that animosity online, and it really built the game up for me, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope everyone else did. So it's a tale of two halves, and I say this every freaking review, and it's starting to do my head in. I don't mind admitting last week, after the game, I spent an hour in the bath fucking crying, man. Like, last time I cried, my nana died, and I was 16. Jesus, that hurt, that cut deep. The first half, we weren't quite on, but there was them signs, if you watch it, that there was the intent, there was that Murphy tackle on Pendlebury, there was the Murphy tackle on Elliott inside 50. It looked like we were there. It looked like we really believed this week, and it felt like an elimination final. And then I don't know what happened. Like, the second half, it's killing us from Teague. Absolutely killing us. There will be a video later in the week where I'm going to crunch the numbers of Teague and of this list, and I can explain it. And that's probably why I'm not so angry anymore, because I've just done the research of that video. Sometimes Carlton's disappointment is good for me personally, because I have to find something to look for that doesn't make me want to go out and drink rat poison and bleach. And that fourth quarter, if I watch that again, I'll be straight down to Bunnings, down to fucking pest control aisle, I tell you. Because that was weak as piss from the boys. And you know me, I'm consistent. And that's one thing I think that you guys love about me, is I'm hard on them in victory and I'm hard on them in defeat. And it was just poor, man. And for me, when I'm reading Patrick Cripps this morning, give me more spiel about, oh, we're freaking up for it, we'll go down fighting. Where was it in the fourth, mate? Patrick, you're a captain now, bro. You're not a poster boy. Talk like a captain. Talk like it. Never heard Cochin say that nonsense, man. Because you can't come off the back. I tell my kids the same. Right? Don't piss in my pocket and tell me it's not raining, and tell me it's raining. That performance versus what you're telling me will happen against GWS, it should have been there against Collingwood. No one gives a shit about GWS. They're a fabrication of Gillian's mind. That's arrogance. Collingwood are a fucking name. And no one talked as well, and this is what annoyed me. Every Collingwood fan I talked to, and not one blue bagger talked about the importance of squaring that ledger. Historically now, they're as good as us one-on-one. Having that wood over a team is huge. I see it in soccer. It's a big thing. United and City, they have the ledger. History says they've been the better side for longer periods of time. That ledger is so important. It was so important to them, and it should have been important to us, that we get to keep saying history is ours. We talk about own the future. Fuck me, own the now, boys. That fourth quarter, you have to own it. And for me, to sit here and defend them, like some of you are doing, to me, is a disgrace of what Teague said, of what our chairman has said, And what 5 years ago we were promised with this rebuild, you can't keep defending them, you have to judge performances. And for those of you who want to defend them, please tune into the video next time, because this isn't going to be a place where I'm going to love them up. For me, they let me down the fourth quarter from a personal perspective, and they let themselves down. They were in the game, 2 points up at three-quarter time. Only 3 teams have lost with a lead this year from three-quarter time. And I said in the live stream, if you watch us here, this first centre fucking bounce will say a lot about these blokes. Fucking, they just walk you out the centre clearance, not one guy looking to make a tackle. You saw how much it went for them. And Terry talked about body language. We discussed it, me and him, after the game, of Carlton players grinning. I look at it a different way. I think that's nervous energy. I've worked a lot with elite sportsmen, and I see nervous energy all the time. And that says to me that Cripper doesn't quite believe we're ready either. Him giggling at centre bounces at the end, you know, losing. It felt like when he's smiling. I'm not going to critique him for it, because I genuinely think he's just got this nervous energy. And if our captains have got the nervous energy, like Doc with them sprayed kicks, the one that nearly missed his boot at the start of the game, what hope have we got for our senior players? Because it's no surprise in the coaches' votes. Only Sam Walsh polled from the coaches out of an entire team of Carlton players in what was really, if you look at the stats, a tight game. A 19-year-old kid had the ball as much as Penderbury in the fourth, used it as efficiently as that. That is a fucking concern. And if you're not concerned about that as a fan, I don't know what's going to concern you, because that worries me. Shouldn't be. Look at their young buck. And let's talk about some positives, because I'm getting myself worked up. Dykos versus Walsh, there is something we're going to see carry this rivalry on for the next decade. Tremendous player is Dykos. He's really improved. I was watching Sweep Luke's video, and last year they were talking about he may be delisted, he's not good enough. You wouldn't say that now. You can see what a year makes. The development in a player, finding his right position. And we've got Walsh. That, to me, we've got history there, and we're going to create new history with Sam Walsh. Real exciting. I wish we'd seen that matchup. But for me, our entries inside 50 are woeful, and we got lucky first and second because we're up and about. Eddie Betts made some of them inside 50s look fucking spectacular, and they're a garbage. Zach Fisher, another one who just made them look good. But then you go deeper into the crux for me, and you look at it more focused. How many times did they have no one in the corridor from a turnover? They just looped a handball in and no one's there. For me, it comes down to this obsession Tiki has with this zonal defence. For me, if you look at how we structure on the transition, it is dependent on 2 factors. 1, the zone is set up across the middle and the back line. 2, our forward pressure is elite. Now, if you watch that game back, particularly in the fourth quarter, you see Isaac Quaynor gets the ball, and McKay and TDK are stood as Isaac Quaynor does what he wants. And the guy chasing him is Eddie Betts. Let that sink in. 30-odd-year-old player who has come really to graze and to entertain and not have to work hard because he's old, surrounded by babies, is chasing Isaac Quaynor to the fucking centre circle, man. There's one issue. That forward pressure evaporated in the back end of the third, most of the fourth. And then this zone, what this zone allows to do is, if you don't have the willingness to man up, and they play a scattered offence, which they did on transition, you have 3 or 4 blokes in your zone and you're going to have to pick one. Watch any of their goals in the back end of the third and the fourth. There is players all over the place. It is like opening the gate of the funny farm, and people are just, freaking cows and bloody llamas are just scattering everywhere. It's Mickey Mouse, man. We talk about Mickey Mouse clubs. Mickey Mouse mentality, that is, because we need to change it. When you have that zone, it needs to be a flexible zone. We hear Luke Hodge talk about flexible zones quite often. Has to be the ability that defenders can switch and go, right, okay, zone, oh shit, I've got 3 blokes. Jones here, freaking SPS, whoever you want to call here. And it was just easy to break down. It's a team we were playing who have got excellent delivery by foot. They rely on it. They're very kick heavy. They're kind of like Carlton. And when you're opening the corridor up, see you later, mate. You know what I mean? And this is simple, under 12 football. And it hurts, man. I don't want to bag them. I love this club. Like, fuck, man, I've cried tears over this. I've gone face to face with freaking Collingwood fans. I'm copying a hard tag right now in the comments. There'll be Pies fans loving this. Copying a fucking hard tag. Would it kill my football club to put a hard tag? Taylor Adams, Dykos, Noble. I did what they wanted. Jimmy Elliott is what happens when you go to Wish and order Dustin Martin. He fucking looked brilliant out there. But we move on. But for me, this issue, and there'll be a video coming out later this week, talking about where I think the issues are, and it's going to be numbers, and it's going to be something great to create a discourse between us to discuss it and see where the limitations are. Because right now I feel like I've overestimated the side. And I've looked at the numbers and fucking maybe I have. Maybe I have, because that hurts, man. I want to be sat here laughing and saying, let's tune into Sweet Bloke. And I'm not going to diss this, and before anyone drops in the comment what Carlton fan is wearing a Collingwood jersey, to me what is more important than supporting your club is being a good human being, and I'm a man of my word. And if you don't have your word, you don't have any integrity. And for me, I'll wear this with pride. I'm not going to fucking slate it or anything like that, because it deserves the respect from me. It gained my respect this weekend. It was professional, and it kills me to say it. Pains me to fucking say it about Collingwood Football Club, but fair play, you just wanted it more. And that is a disgrace for me to say about my team in the biggest rivalry this great fucking game has. They wanted it more. And now we're talking, our captains are talking about bringing it to GWS, who their only wonderful thing about their history is they missed out on Buddy when he was offered to them. Fuck me. Moving forward, I think with the team, we've got to go hard. While it's mathematically possible, we have to go for it. We have to go for it. And I don't know where you go with team selection. I think Cottrell needs to come in. I think Dow needs another week. I don't know what we do with Paulson, because it's a tale of two halves for Paulson. It was very good first half. I thought it was very loose the second half. But I do think SPS needs a spell. It needs a lesson. Can't just bring him back. So, I mean, for me, I'd probably bring Kennedy in and play Cottrell down halfback. Please, guys, let me know your thoughts. I'm kind of lost and I'm heartbroken. I need a bit of love. It's been a tough one. But for me, moving forward, we look at these third and fourth quarters. The teams that have beaten us are teams that have managed to break this zonal defence, this zonal structure, and there is no willingness to man up the simple things of football. And I think that is part of our issue. We rely so much on stoppage and turnover and interceptions that we've lost how to create goals organically. And part of that is our rigid structure. It seems very rigid, because Collingwood were willing to change when they realised what we were doing. We weren't. And for me, without a plan B, what's the fucking point of having a plan A? Because at the moment our plan B is make plan A work. It doesn't work. As always, guys, it's been real fun. Honestly, it's been a great week. I'll try and get excited for something else, but Pom out.